Welcome back, everybody. We are very fortunate to be able to bring you the details of the Nomads program here in our community for the first time on Midday. We have Glenn Hilke joining us, who is one of the program coordinators, and we have Sepka in the middle, a volunteer, and Mike on the end, who is also a volunteer. So welcome, you guys. We're very happy that you could join us, and this all worked out, Glenn, to have you and Sepka and Mike be here to sort of just, I guess, remind people of what you do out there in our community. So first of all, what does Nomads stand for?
Right, so Nomads is an acronym. The N stands for networking, the O for outreach on the streets, the M for meals, the A for advocacy, and the D and the S for developing more supports. And so basically what we are is an essential service for people in the community that are food insecure, people that are unhoused, people struggling with physical, mental health challenges. And we do this specifically on the weekends because most agencies and institutions are a Monday to Friday schedule. Right. And services are diminished on the weekends, so we're trying to fill in that gap right now.
And that's your focus at this moment, is sort of to fill whatever need might be out there in the community,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean, on the bigger picture, you know, day spaces are something that we're still missing in Kamloops, and something that, you know, we hear is in the works. And so until we get to that time, when there's indoor spaces again, then we're just trying to fill in this gap.
Wonderful. So Sepka, as a volunteer, what is it like to be able to assist people who are struggling, and they may be struggling in any way, as you know, Glenn says, it could be they're hungry or just need a place to kind of congregate with others, right?
Oh, that's very important. Yeah. You know, because no matter where you go, there's always people that like to get together, whether it's in a say a group of houses, and people like to, the women, if they're not working, come for coffee together, and if they have little children, and you share with each other. And outside, anywhere else, you'll see people come together. In the world, in England, there is those little places where the men come together and have their English ideas. And in Holland, the same thing, you know, that is a need that the human being has to connect with most of the like-minded people. And I get so happy doing this work, because I lived through that big war, the World War II, as a teenager, and I watched the Battle of Arnhem. So this way I can give back to Canada what they did for us, liberating us. And then I got to go to Canada, got married, had my children, and they're all grown up. The family is doing very well. Now, this is the only way at this time of my life. And not only that, you study really hard to be a good psychiatric nurse and everything else that you learn in life. Why at a certain age sit down and do nothing?
Very well said.
You just want to use what has accumulated and learned through your whole life.
That's beautiful.
And I can help people. People come to me and they know I'm confidential. I won't pass anything on the people say, which is not always honored by people. They think if somebody told you something, I can tell it to everybody else. But that's not the way it is. If it's privately said to you, it's private.
So this fulfills you, Sepka, and I imagine it's the same thing for you, Mike?
Absolutely, it's very fulfilling, and I think that's been really the positive part for me, is the gratitude that a lot of the homeless, a lot of the people in need have for us. That we're there to serve them, that there's people out there that care about them, that want to encourage them, and in a way, it's changing their lives in a little bit of way. It's putting a smile on their face, and it's letting them know, hey, we're accepting you into the community. We want to try to help you. We're not there to judge their lifestyle or how they choose to live, but what we are there is to offer support, try to put them in the right direction. If they want treatment or if they want resources, we have the ability to kind of guide them and put them in the right way. But really, we just want to make them feel part of the community and let them know there's people out there that care about them And with inflation and, like Glenn mentioned, food insecurity, there's a huge need for it. And we see it growing more and more every weekend. But being able to give back to the community and just make a difference in their lives and make them feel positive is really the rewarding part for me.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
And we just saw some pictures, Glenn. We're looking at a poster now that sort of identifies a few more details in terms of your pop-ups and drop-in centers. And you mentioned that you're in the same locations every weekend, one on the North Shore, one downtown. And these are the services you are providing, as Glenn, as Mike and Sepka mentioned. It is those essential services for people who are most vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, what both Mike and Sepka alluded to is the social part of things, right? It's like human beings are social animals, right? And people that are, struggling because they don't have a place to live, even if they're in shelter. I mean, shelter's not home, and you don't stay in shelter 24 hours a day. So, the connections of people getting together, being acknowledged and recognized as fellow human beings, like Mike says, not being judged, but being accepted. It's sad on many levels, rewarding on other levels, you could say, but certainly essential. It's not something you can turn a blind eye on, right? It's And so we do this every weekend, and these guys are the reason I get out of bed in the morning.
I can see they're both passionate.
Oh, yeah, extremely passionate. And I have to make sure I'm right on time. I arrive on time because they're
I'll
there.
hold you accountable.
No, yeah.
I will. I'll be like, come on, Glenn, where are you? Let's go.
I played trick on him because he wasn't answering Danica's phone. She is really as essential as he is.
Sepka is on you, Glenn.
I gave him my phone and I said, photo from my phone, and he answered it right away, and we were laughing so hard.
Oh my goodness. Okay, quickly before we let you go, you guys, donations, volunteers, those are always needed. If the community can help in any way, please do, right?
Yeah, so we're completely volunteer driven, and this weekend we're doing a special resource fair because what happens with social services, they're seasonal sometimes, right? So at the end of March, we're losing some of the winter shelters and emergency weather shelters, but also, schedules change. And so we're bringing people up to date in this information economy that we're in, making sure that people know, where the meals are, what shelters are open, what phone numbers to call, where can they get help with transportation, medical services, and so on.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing this weekend, plus a big barbecue.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Now you caught everyone's attention.
Yeah, and so
Exactly.
if people want to make any kind of donation of clothing, for example, personal hygiene items, survival items for people that are unhoused, like blankets, sleeping bags, even tents or tarps.
Hygiene.
Hygiene,
Yes.
that's a big
stuff.
one.
Yeah,
So
they
just
can
drop that off or
they
reach
can
out.
contact me. Can I give a phone number?
Yeah, I think I might have put one on the screen. I feel like that might be accurate, but is that the right one?
250-879-0465.
Perfect.
And our Saturday and Sunday locations run from, this weekend we're doing a little bit longer, so from 11 till 3. And Saturday is across from BCLC on West Victoria Street. And Sunday, North Shore, the old Dynasty Gardens Chinese restaurant, corner of Tranquille and Palm.
Perfect. Thank you guys for joining us. We so appreciate it. There's more information for the Nomads program. And of course, if you can give what you can, volunteer your time, or even just drop off donations, it's much needed in our community. We're back in a moment.